attention to what our next guest has to say.
Author Renee Garrison has co-written a book with a simple but a very important message on how to turn your house into a home, and it's appropriately called Sweet Beams, and it brings up a song. Sweet beams are made of these.
He's been singing that all day.
I love the title of your book.
Thank you. It is a play on words, sweet dreams, which of course we encourage our children and our family all the time. Sweet dreams.
And this is not a book about beams and architecture, really.
No, it is not. It is designed for people to enjoy their home. For years, I would haunt the bookstores looking for any kind of a gift book that I could give as a housewarming present. Often people give you a bottle of wine or a plant. I drink the wine and I kill most plants, so I wanted something that would have a little bit longer shelf life, that would remind them of my good wishes when they move.
And you know, so many of the things that you write in this book are, they're things that we kind of know, but it's so nice to have it all tied up in a neat little package to remind us how to turn our house into a home. So what are some of your suggestions?
You say get to know your neighbors.
I do say get to know your neighbors because community is important, but I also say the most essential piece of garden equipment is a hammock.
Which I agree.
Even brief moments in a garden or in your yard chase away the blues, and I think sometimes we can forget that.
You know, you also bring up a really good point, which I try to practice whenever I can. The UPS man comes to the house, you offer them a bottle of water.
To anyone who delivers anything to your door, I think that's so important. We are lucky in this country. Whether we plan to stay in this house for 10 years, I know a lot of people have been underwater on their mortgages, they've had to move, but we can still celebrate the place we live. Bigger isn't always better. We've certainly learned that.
And it doesn't have to be a house that we're talking about.
No.
It could be an apartment, it could be a studio apartment, it could be a retirement community.
Correct.
It could be anywhere.
Wherever you call home.
That's right.
I love the way you mentioned buying yourself a housewarming gift. That's not something
once a year.
Once a year.
Once a year, and give your home a name. Tara's already taken.
Is that your house?
No, actually I live in a very small home, and I don't plan to be there in 10 years, but I'm certainly enjoying, I moved to be close to my 88-year-old mother-in-law.
Nice.
There's no reason that I can't enjoy this space. I could focus on the fact that it may not have the closets that I would like, but it has so many other wonderful characteristics. I think it's a matter of your outlook, of your perception.
Now, did you name your home?
I have a house named Sunrise.
Oh,
yes.
Nice.
I think you know which one that is.
I do know which
the one we share custody of.
That's
Even though Jerry and I aren't married, it's complicated.
Okay.
We do share a home. That's right.
Yeah. Make your home the world and your world the home. Explain that.
I love that.
You know, human beings need a peaceful place to shelter them. No one survives for very long with a pervasive sense of uneasiness. And I think that one of the major themes of this book is you really need to make the place that you come home to every night, where the people who live there are the ones who can see through you when you really don't want to be transparent. It's a place of respite. There are very few other, the workplace is not. Most of your growth and development happens at home.
You know, when you shut that front door, it really should be your castle. It should be your domain.
Exactly.
And it should be your respite. I love that word. You wrote this with an architect, didn't you?
Yes. I am the former architecture critic of the Tampa Tribune, and during my time there, I met Tom Shimlick. We collaborated on a series of articles for the paper, and we talked about common themes that kept coming up in happy homeowners. He was quite frustrated that many of the clients he worked with would spend hours debating where to put the toilet paper holder. And he said, they're missing the bigger point, how to enjoy your home. It's not really the location of the toilet paper holder. So we thought we'd write something that would encourage people to focus on what's really important, and that's how to enjoy the place where you live.
Exactly. There's no place like home.
Dorothy said it best. Yes, exactly.
Well, I got to tell you something. Very simple, but again, a very important message, and it's a sweet little book called Sweet Beams. And Renee Garrison, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm just delighted to be here.
Well, good.
It's a beautiful book.
It really is.
We'll be right back.